Hello Year 9. Today's lesson is focusing on dirt work from the letters that you've been sending me over the last couple of weeks. I was hugely impressed with the quality of the letters that you sent through, and it was really interesting to me to find out about a range of charities, but also to see your reasons for selecting those charities. I learned an awful lot, so thank you very much. So today's lesson is focusing on dirt work, so improving those responses and reflecting on them. And also, there's some work set on GCSE Pod for you to be completing as well, so please don't forget about that. Before we move on to the next slide, you're going to need to have your letters in front of you, so if you need to go and get them, pause the video now. Brilliant. You should all have your letters in front of you. So there are several tasks we're going to be completing for the dirt work today. Firstly, you need to be looking at the left-hand side here. And there are 4 things I would like you to do to your response first. So you're going to need some pens, you're going to need some colours. If you don't have a highlighter at home, that's fine. Maybe just do different types of underlining. So the first thing I would like you to do is reread your response and underline any sentences that are more than 3 lines long. If you find you're doing lots of underlining, you must use full stop securely. It makes your response much more coherent and easier to follow. You also might find it helpful to pause the video after each instruction. Secondly, unless it's the deliberate effect, so you've done it on purpose, you need to circle each time you begin a sentence with the same word. If you find that you're circling a lot, you need to vary the way you begin your sentences. If you vary the way you begin your sentences, you will find it's a much more engaging read for your reader, for your audience. Thirdly, highlight and label any techniques you've included. So that could be an anecdote, it could be alliteration, facts, statistics, rhetorical questions, emotive language, anything like that. If when you look back you haven't highlighted an awful lot, then you need to be using a wider range of techniques. Remember, you're not just writing a random letter, you're writing it for the purpose of an English lesson, which means you need to craft and think about your response. You're writing it for a particular audience and a particular purpose. And finally, for this bit, in a different colour, highlight any interesting vocabulary choices. So those are words that you might not necessarily use in everyday conversation, words that are a little bit more challenging perhaps. And if you find you haven't highlighted much, then you need to make more sophisticated vocabulary choices. Secondly, using your Dirt 1 work, so all the things you did over here, and my personalised feedback which I emailed to you, I would like you to rewrite a section of your response. And you need to consciously be aware that you are trying to meet those targets. I'd like you to spend at least 15 minutes on this. If you need some inspiration, so if you received feedback that said something like, oh, make sure you use a wider range of techniques, then you might want to look at some of these examples here. You've got emotive language, a whole range in this one, some alliteration. If I said to you, make sure that you're meeting the tone, style and register set for the purpose of the task, then you might have a look at these examples here. So there's plenty that you can steal from other members of the class. But I would like you to complete that work, try your best, and remember to check out the work on GCSE Pod as well. Any issues with that at all, just drop me an email and I will help you. Take care, bye.